many transport systems, they transfer their metabolic ingredients and the metabolic intermediates between the cytosol and the matrix. That is about the inner membrane. So in the inner membrane, you have electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation taking place in the inner membrane. Now coming to the matrix. The matrix, it is encircled by the inner membrane. So this matrix contains enzymes and ribosomes. The enzymes, there are many enzymes present that we'll talk about it later, and then we have the DNA molecules, that is double stranded. Here the double stranded, and they are double circular DNA molecules, and you have many ribosomes. They are known as meta ribosomes. This is present in the matrix. The matrix is present inside the inner membrane. Okay. So Krebs cycle takes place in the matrix. Intermembrane space is a place, it also has enzymes, and it also helps in the creation of proton gradient. Now this is the intermembrane space. Between the outer membrane and the inner membrane, you have the intermembrane space. Now, so you have to be thorough with the Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, oxidative phosphorylation, which we will deal later in the subsequent sessions. Now let's talk about the inner membrane. What are the enzymes present in the inner membrane? The enzymes present in the inner membrane are glutamate aspartate translocase, adenine nucleotide translocase, carnitine acyl CoA, cytochrome BCA3, beta hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase, succinate dehydrogenase, NADH dehydrogenase. Now, after seeing these enzymes, you will be confused. Oh, so many enzymes, how to remember this? So, I feel the better thing is you can frame a mnemonic that will help you to remember always. So, when you talk about the inner membrane, here I have written ad. There is an ad about the glue car. You can just to fantasize, you can say there is an ad about a glue car has been done. So ad is adenine nucleotide translocase. Translocase is same for glutamate aspartate translocase. So adenine nucleotide translocase and glutamate aspartate translocase. Car is carnitine acyl CoA. C again cytochrome BCA and A3. Then you can add one more word, beta. Beta SUN, beta sun. So dehydrogenase is common for all these three things, right? So beta hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase, succinate dehydrogenase, and NADH dehydrogenase. So this will be very easy to understand. So you will be having, right, adenine nucleotide translocase, glutamate aspartate translocase, carnitine acyl CoA, then again C cytochrome, B, and in A you have ABC, okay, A3, B and C. Then you have beta hydroxybutyrate hydrogenase, and then you have SUN. SU is succinyl dehydrogenase and NADH dehydrogenase. So is it not very easy? These are the enzymes present in the inner membrane. So once you remember this, it's very easy to deal with further topics in future. Then the enzymes present in the outer membrane. So this is also very easy. You can say that it has oxidase, one opposite to that is reductase, then one transferase transfers it, then one synthesizes, synthetase, kinase, hydroxylase. So monoamine oxidase, NADH cytochrome C reductase, then you have fatty acyl CoA synthetase, then you have nucleoside diphosphate kinase, then you have kynurenine hydroxylase, and then you have phospholipase A. So monoamine oxidase, cytochrome C reductase, transferase, some lipid helps in transfer. So you have choline phosphotransferase. Then you have one synthesizes fat. So fatty acyl CoA. Then nucleoside diphosphate kinase, kynurenine hydroxylase, and phospholipase A. So there are, in addition to this, you have enzymes present in the intermembrane space as well as in the matrix. This we'll talk about later. So in this session, we have learned what is meant by mitochondria, why it is called as the powerhouse of the cell, because it converts the energy derived from the food into a chemical energy which is required by the cell, adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy currency of the cell. And then we learned about the structure. So what are the reactions that takes place? Electron transport chain, oxidative phosphorylation takes place in the inner membrane. This will be dealt in detail in subsequent sessions. Krebs cycle takes place in the matrix of the mitochondria. And then what are the enzymes present in the inner membrane and then in the outer membrane? So I'm sure that this session is very interesting and very informative. Let's see about the functions of the mitochondria and the various cycle that takes place in the mitochondria in the next session. Until then, keep learning, keep growing.